From the 6 Weather Center, this is a weather alert.
Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber, we're cutting into your programming here to keep you up to date on what's going on in the tropics. We've got a lot going on and some of it close to home. So across the Atlantic Basin, we've got just a mess here. So a couple of named storms out here, Emily, Franklin, and Gert, not an issue for us. There's one area that's got a high chance of development way out in the Atlantic. We're not worried about that either, but we are concerned about this area that is likely to develop. In fact, it's a little close to home. So the National Hurricane Center has given this a designation, a term, if you will. We're calling this potential tropical cyclone number 9. This could be our next tropical depression or tropical storm, but because it's so close to land and we need to get folks ready to go, the National Hurricane Center has dubbed it potential tropical cyclone 9. So it is likely to get a name. On the current forecast track that I'm about to show you, you'll see that it is expected to be a tropical storm. The next names on the list, Harold and Idalia. So we will keep an eye on when that happens. Right now it's expected to be early tomorrow morning, but if you take a look at the clouds surrounding this area of interest, you see a lot of bright, vibrant red. This is infrared satellite imagery that tells us where the strongest thunderstorms are, and you can see here there's a little bit of a counterclockwise movement here. I've also got the water that is set to the water temperature color. So you're seeing red for the ocean because those temperatures, they are warm. And the magic number for tropical systems is 82 degrees. If you've been to the beach lately, you know it's warm out there. So a lot of fuel for this system to kind of churn up. At this point, we are expecting it to be a tropical storm as it approaches early tomorrow morning. It would be more of a minimal tropical storm on the current forecast track with speeds around 45 miles per hour. Right now, this low pressure system, 30 miles per hour is where we're standing, and this thing is in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, but it is moving our way to the west at 16 miles per hour and should be here by early Tuesday morning. For that reason, the National Hurricane Center has put us under tropical storm warnings from the valley all the way up north of our area. So everyone here kind of in the pool going to expect tropical storm conditions as we head on into early tomorrow morning. How early is early? We're talking the wee hours of the morning, pre-dawn hours through sunrise. So I'll time that out for you here in a moment, but potential tropical cyclone number 9 is expected to be a tropical storm when it arrives here early tomorrow morning. If we look at the radar right now, we're not really seeing the whole image here. There's a piece of the puzzle missing because our radars are all on land, so we're missing a part of the Gulf of Mexico. But what I wanted to show you here is this curving here of these rain bands. That's very indicative of a tropical something getting its act together. And we see that counterclockwise movement, these storms edging a little bit closer to our coastline here. They won't be here soon. It's going to be a couple of hours, but we'll expect the rain to begin later tonight. And if you can see the yellows, oranges, and reds, those are heavy downpours. So this is tropical moisture. It's going to come down in buckets periodically as those bands move onshore. Again, going back to those watches and warnings in effect, we have tropical storm warnings in effect from the mouth of the Rio Grande all the way up past Rockport to about Port Lavaca. So all of the coastal bend is included in this tropical storm warning. That means we expect winds in the neighborhood of 40 to 50, 60 miles per hour, even gusts possibly to 70, but again, this is going to be a lower end tropical storm, so it's going to be breezy out there with heavy downpours. Future Tracker shows one model's idea of how this storm may come together over the next couple of hours. A bit messy this morning, but watch as this kind of becomes more organized, more obvious spin here across the Gulf of Mexico as it approaches us. So by 7 o'clock tonight, still not looking at a whole lot in the way of rain, but after sunset, say 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tonight, we'll start seeing the first little batches of rain moving on through. And again, these will be bands with heavy downpours embedded. Those will start rotating onto our coast here. And notice this motion is all onshore, so this is also going to have rip currents being top of mind, coastal flooding likely to be an issue as some of that water gets pushed over. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the access roads become inundated there. Of course, we'll keep you on the latest. So by Tuesday night, a lot of this quieting down. We may still have breezy conditions and a few here and there downpours, but the bulk of the action is going to be starting later tonight, carrying over into Tuesday morning. So here's that timing in Corpus Christi. That happens, say, around 9 p.m. Those rain chances really shoot up. And of course, it starts along the coast and moves inland. So Alice, you won't be far behind. Beeville, you'll be next. As those bands continue to rotate onshore, we'll have more repetitive showers, widespread rain for the area. This is great. We need the rain. Unfortunately, we don't need it all at once. It's going to be a good drink of water for us, but it's in a short time frame. This map does say over the next 7 days, but this is really happening, say, in the next 24 to 48 hours. So we're expecting at this point on the current forecast track as much as 3, possibly in the neighborhood of 5 inches of rainfall for our southern communities. Places such as Kingsville, Alice, down to Falfurrias, Fremont, Hebronville, Orange Grove. You all will see the most rainfall, and again, unfortunately, it's in that short period of time. We'll also have gusty winds happening at this point, so pretty stormy as we head on into Tuesday. As we make our way into our northern communities, that starts dropping off somewhere around an inch. Either way, everyone here is going to get a good drink of water, and then this will carry over into our watershed, so that's some great news. What we know at this point: big batch tropical moisture heading our way, increased risk of rip currents and swells along the coast. Strong thunderstorms are expected here in the coastal bend. Intermittent at first, and then we'll start seeing that become more regular here, and we are expecting tropical storm conditions. We are under a tropical storm warning here in the coastal bend. Things we don't know. We don't know exactly how much rain you'll see in your yard, and we don't know exactly where this tropical something, PTC number 9, expected to be a tropical storm, will make landfall. Those details aren't clear. We've got it narrowed down to a couple of counties between here and Brownsville, but we'll continue to keep you updated on the latest. Small changes to the forecast will have big changes to the impacts that we see here in the coastal bend. It affects our rain amounts and what kind of winds we see. So keep it here with your Chris 6 weather experts. We'll be keeping you up to date and cutting into your programming every hour with the latest updates on air and online. For now, we'll let you back into programming.
From the 6 Weather Center, this has been a weather alert.